So, sorry, like immediately want to explain. Good morning. I'm right now. I'm on my way to the gym, and the terrorists talking in my head, which happen to be Egyptian American Muslims, Muslim terrorists. Um, this has nothing to do with Muslims. They're just the terrorists talking in my head. I guess on their parents' birth certificate. That's what they say identifies them on their birth certificate. Anyways, that's what they're saying. They're terrorist stuff. So, anyways, so as you can see, this is what they've been doing to my hair. They've been making it fall out. Um, this bald spot right here, bald spots right here, and then all morning, one of the men is making my hair fall out. I can feel it. It's making me, yeah, like I want to cry my eyes out right now. Like I want to start bawling. And the stupid terrorist talking in my head. The women in particular keep saying, "Stupid bitch, your hair's not gonna grow back." And I don't know what else. If I keep discussing the fact that I hear them in my head. However, I don't know them. I don't owe them money. No one knows they're talking in my head. Who the fuck should stop talking? There are terrorists talking in my head, and then they're trying to make it seem as though this is about me. Um, and I mean, it's not. So in my head, it's like, you're a fucking bitch, fuck you, Renee, fuck, this is ongoing, like, assaults, I mean, it's not physical to where anybody can see what they're doing because nobody's actually physically in my presence to assault me um, physically, but they're using this telepathy weapon to assault me, and it's causing me, suffocating me right now, causing me a shortness of breath. My eyes are the color of my eyes look different, like they're stopping the circulation and causing the color to change. Swelling in my head up here. They stretch the skin of my forehead. They pulled my eyeballs back. They obviously made my hair fall out. And the eyeballs. I know this is like probably the one thing that sounds the craziest and like wait. I mean, it sounds so far out. But when they did it, I remember they had done it a few times, but I think they were tugging on it just slightly. And I mean, even that, nonetheless, was such a trauma that immediately, I had to close my eyes. I had like my eyes were, I mean, they were forced shut, and it was this. I had to sleep. Like I had to sleep like I had a concussion. Um, like I just hit my head. And whatever they were doing, he's laughing. He's like, he said, no, they don't. Yes, they did because there's this gap right here. You can't see because my head. I've been swollen all morning. This is actually a subsiding kind of, except for here because I look like a cone head. They're saying, haha, it's excessive inflammation to your scalp, so we can destroy your follicles whether you like it or not, basically. Because I'm like, okay, I just want to blow dry my hair every day. And so I went and I did a treatment, and it smoothed out my hair. And honestly, my hair is already really soft, so it doesn't require very much. To blow dry it, like doesn't it's like 5 minutes and it's straight. And I don't even have to blow dry it. I can just leave it to air dry, and then I can just go over it with the iron. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know them. I don't know them. I don't owe them money. And they're talking in my head. And then, they want me not to say anything. They don't want me in front of security cameras. They don't want me making videos. They don't want me seeking medical attention. um, saying that I hear terrorists talking in my head, um, in, for that in particular. They don't want me. They're trying to steer me away from taking medications, prescribed medications. They are trying to get me to use alternative methods. They want me away from everyone. Literally, they don't want anyone in my immediate surroundings. So to say that if in fact someone was screaming outside the obscenities that they've been screaming in my head, um, so that anyone that has the record and that in front of them were when I guess ultimately because these terrorists want to go back and request the records or request or to make them seem as though the voices are coming from outside. No one will argue, okay, well, why didn't anybody else hear the voices on the record that are being produced with the telepathy weapon that they're using to talk into my head? So all these arguments are going to be presented if these terrorists were to come forward and say, yes, we have, we've been, but we're not responsible for what happened to these people. They were on drugs and they isolated themselves. They're the ones who didn't want to seek medical attention. They're the ones who, and then look at they made such a fuss about people or whatever, or they're accusing people, and who knows if it's an accusation, because now all of a sudden they have a reputation wherever they stay. They go outside and someone has something to say about them. And, look, we caught it on camera. So if that person doesn't have on their medical records, hey, I've been hearing voices in my head for, since I can't believe, I wish I had done it sooner. Since the beginning of when they started hearing voices, then they can go about and say maybe it was drugs, maybe it was outside, and then they like the people are so unstable, and the voices that I hear. So here are all the like facts. People are moving around. So to say, because the voices I hear are consistent. So it's like they want to say, okay, this person, like myself, I didn't move. So that's why the voices, I'm finally not moving. So now finally, whoever it is that's stalking me, okay, they're using a voice changer, because these terrorists are using a voice changer. It's nobody's actual voice. And then saying, oh, they hacked into their, it's just like, sorry, I don't know if those are, what do I say? The facts are they're not using their, they're using voice changers, so they have assigned voices. These are the facts. They're using assigned voices. I'm starting to steer off and I gotta go. And it's already 6 o'clock and I told myself I'd be at the gym by now. What else? What are other facts? I don't owe them money. They don't want me in front of. It's my experience, and these are facts, and this is consistent within that targeted individual community. They're trying to steer them away from medical attention. Oh, government assistance. They're trying to get them a record of some sort to ruin their criminal history, from accusing people, and they're attempting to ruin their credit because they don't want them renting. They want them in hotels or places. It's just they want them in. They just want them to, like, it's obvious, like this is like some heavy duty trafficking. They want to ruin their credit. They've tried to ruin my credit as soon as I signed a lease in Tustin. They started screaming in my head. I thought it was my neighbors. I started accusing them. Of course, the leasing office asked me to leave. Luckily, they didn't evict me. or my mom, and it was right before the 2% interest rates. So my mom, oh my gosh, thank you God for having our backs, because my mom, she went and she bought 2 condos right when that wave came. Um, so they tried to ruin our credit. They tried to destroy my car as soon as my warranty was up. My car, it was leaking from the bottom, and it was like there was like a chip at the bottom. I don't know what. So, and over the year I could hear the car. Um, it felt as if it was choking. The engine was choking. So they were trying to destroy my car, trying to destroy my credit, so I can't get another car. So that I can't I can't rent. So that I'm like I'm constantly in need of my mom to deplete her assistance, right? Or to deplete what her assistance, her deplete her retirement money, trying to help stabilize me while making me look irresponsible because I'm and isolating me because I'm constantly screaming and crying, and I can't get involved or attached, or because it's like they're constantly hurting my feelings. It's like I can't feel for somebody. It's not intentionally. It's not intentional. It's not intentional. They're playing with my head. So that I can't, they intentionally abuse me while I'm in conversation, so that, and it's like this, like they're like, fuck you, stupid bitch, ha ha ha, you can't fucking hear what they have to say. Literally, I can't hear what the person in front of me has to say. Anyways, I want to get in front of cameras because I actually want it to be clear. And I want to be at the gym because it's part of my routine. It's what I've been doing. People know me, and it's the reputation that I want to uphold. The bitch talking in my head. So, it's crazy, dude. They're playing with my head. What else? They're obviously, if I can't make money, they're depriving my daughter. They've deprived my son. They're trying to deplete my mom's retirement funds. It's like they want me to be this like weight on my family, where I'm like constantly asking people for money. So it's like all of this is like trickling out to my family. So they're abusing everyone involved that loves me, because they love me, to punish the government, the U.S. government, who just so happens to be watching, using their surveillance technologies, who've been on these terrorists and making sure these records that they have aren't being manipulated. So it's like to say, who the fuck is this fucking whorebag and her family? You guys want to sit here and stand by her instead of allow us to get away with murder? Then why don't we just show you how we're gonna fucking destroy this bitch and her family? They're terrorists talking in my head, and then watch us get away with it. This bitch is gonna be, and this is like the mentality, and this is what they were expecting, was this bitch is gonna be too embarrassed to say anything. She's not gonna go after, any government assistance, or because we're gonna keep making fun of her for how behind she is in her life, and how her kids are behind, and try to get her motivated to work. Like this is what they're doing. I've stated the facts, and this is how they've been going about it. Like when I'm scrolling through Facebook, and of course I sound illiterate, so because they don't want me posting, which I do anyway because I'm being abused. I'm not actually illiterate. And if I was, I would go to school for it, but it's like they're playing with my head. I might as well do what feels like driving a car to me. And just stick to that, because in that case they can't sit here and try and say, um, whatever. Like, she spent her time doing this rather than doing what she knows, kind of deal. Um, what else? What was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. So they'll sit there and they're like, "Ha, your friend is doing better than you." So one of my friends, by the way, her son's name is Elias, and it's uh what it's spelled Jaukez. Like, how do you pronounce that in Spanish? Anyways, so it looks like Jackie's, okay? Elias spelled, if you were to put the last name first, right? That's my sister's son. My sister's name is Jackie, and her son's name is Elias. And it's just little shit like that. And I was telling you, my friend Bernadette, she was born March 17th. My dad was born October 6th, same day as the huge, uh, uh, when they were dropping all kinds of bombs, and I, it was October 6th. Um, I forgot. I can't remember what happened. I know it was, anyways, he's playing with my head. And this is like something that I've watched repeatedly. There's absolutely no reason why I shouldn't know. Uh, and they're laughing about it. And the way they sound, oh my God. They sound eh, like entitled trash, like people that were born rich and they're spoiled, and like, this is like the epitome of narcissistic, um entitled, like bipolar way, like just the behaviors of these terrorists talking in my head. And like I said, I don't owe them money, I don't know them. They're talking in my head is so beyond real. There's no way in hell that you would assume these are adults. These are like 40-year-old women and men talking in my head, and older. Um, just disgusting. Just like like, you just scum of the earth. They are the scum of this fucking planet, promise to God. And anyways, they thought they were gonna embarrass me, and get me uncomfortable, and fighting to prove myself to them, rather than to look for medical attention and find ways immediately to protect myself and my family. And to make it clear, hey, these are voices in my head. This is this is the means that I find security. There are obvious entities that they have to go request permissions to investigate from. Like, they have to go to them and they have to request to further investigate. So those entities are also looking at the records, and they know these bitches are shady. And it seems as though thus far they've been struggling to find someone who is like me, who's in my position, who isn't on drugs, doesn't have a criminal history, doesn't have doesn't have a um I'm sorry, doesn't have a criminal history, doesn't have a drug problem, doesn't have a drug history, doesn't have, and then that's making it clear, that's seeking medical attention, that's getting government assistance to try to better their lives, that is with their kids, with their mom, that isn't isolated, that isn't embarrassed, that isn't like it's that is like, to me, that is so freaking, that is so crazy. The way we've been raising our children is like so far out. People are so freaking broken. It's not even funny. Anyways, they're not getting to me, and that's final. I want them sentenced to death. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists, and they're weird terrorist families. And mind you, the men signed up and told they figured if it ever came to this point, they would be the ones, obviously, for their families to come forward and if they get sentenced to death, then at least the women and the kids can move forward. But of course, the terrorist women have been spending money, and hold on, sorry, I gotta get out of here. I can be doing this outside. So now the government wants to convict them, and rather than being, scared and humbled, they are insisting that, the men be push more aggressively to clear the records. And the more I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make sure this is pointless for you guys. The more they're insisting that they abuse me until they get me so sensitive and so they find something to twist my arm about, that they can get me to stop saying I hear them in my head. And so the women are responsible. They're the ones who said it was critical that all my hair fell out. What else? Yeah, so I mean, this is heavy duty human trafficking, raping and drugging on another level. And then all while murdering you because they want you to die so that they can investigate you. Because if there's nothing to investigate and these records remain and you just so happen to encounter something in the future and someone else says, okay, wait, you're a suspect to these crimes, but yet the records haven't been audited yet or what have you, then they have entitlements to the records. And then it's like, if they have entitlements to the records, then it's and they find anything in later on, it's like, okay, so these terrorists are they're trying to keep you within their circle of people that they're trafficking, and at the same time they're trying to remain out of those circles so they don't become suspects to the crime, because like I said, they're trying to pretend like they're coming from outside. What else? And the people they want you around. Here, now it makes sense. And then I was thinking, there was just, I was trying to find the angle. So if they steer you away from medical attention and they steer you away from seeking professional help and they steer you away. I'm driving. I need to put my phone down. Then to say, if somebody were to say, well, how come that nobody brought forward that this person was being abused or tortured to death, then the terrorists in my head would say that's because they're all drug addicts. So heavy duty trying to traffic, heavy duty trafficking. The terrorists in my head are fucking psychotic. They're, like I said, if you've heard the men, these are the most, and it hurts me to say this because we've been saying some really abusive things. I mean, just the things that we, grow, oh, you're so girly or you're so feminine. It almost popped in my head. It's how I wanted to describe him. But I mean, it's not, he's just, they sound spoiled. They're playing with my head right now. They sound spoiled, stupid. They sound, they're the ones who are obviously illiterate. They sound these are psychopaths. We're talking about these are serial killers that are brutally murdering people. They're talking in people's head, and it's like, I'm like, sweet, like, and I'm trying to, I've tried having conversations with them. Please get the fuck out of my head. I'm making it clear, and I'm not going to stop. And you'll see, this is year 2, and I'm not going to stop telling everyone until the day I die. Everyone I encounter moving forward is going to know I have schizophrenia. If it happens to come up, and there's a reason for us to discuss it. Or if we're just getting personal and it's like, I want to get close to them. Like Markeisha, I have a friend named Markeisha who, without having explained to her that I hear voices in my head, would have never made an effort to get involved with me. Or, and see me as a friend. Because I can't keep track of anything. I can't even get words out of my mouth. I can't keep track of my dates or my appointments. The voices are just so aggressive. It's the terrorists, really. They're so aggressive, and it's like, I can't remember anything. I can't keep up with what's going on. It's my schedule, without having any friends. Okay, I'm trying to get my daughter caught up. I have no money in my savings. I have no assets to my name. My credit is decent, but I mean, it's at a point where it's like, one little hiccup can destroy it, or I can build it. I am at the point of my 3 years into my vehicle, and driving the same vehicle, and everyone knows it's like, you can drive it for 5 years comfortably. You can push it to 10, but typically between that 5 and 10 year mark, you're most likely looking for a new vehicle. And then my son needs a car. My daughter's gonna need a car. My son wants to. He's aiming to apply to Ivy Leagues and different universities of his choice. He's gonna need tuition. He's gonna need spending money. He's such an intelligent kid. So, and same with my daughter, who, oh my God, by the way, is so broken down by this. I have to go. I said I was going to work out today. Anyways, I'm done going off. They're terrorists. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists talking in my head. I want them sentenced to fucking death.